Careful, you're breathing into the mic a bit there.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another amazing edition of the... Can I still call it the All Random All Podcast, or are we no longer calling this the All Random All Podcast?
It's still all random.
It's still pretty random, and now it's even more random than it's ever been, because we don't even have a document anymore, even though I got 2 monitors now, so I can literally just look over here and go... so this is next on the agenda, because I used to just take pictures on my phone and then be like, welcome to the All Random All Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alltime13. People call me Victor, others call me Jack, and today we have a lovely array of guests. And by guests, I mean hosts, and by hosts, I mean faggots. So we're going to start up at the top and move our way along. BMG.
Oh, am I the top?
Yep.
I was expecting to be the bottom one.
Well, Tribal is one of our resident bottoms.
Hey!
He is literally an ass.
Well, I've got it set up. Bo's here, I'm there, Tribal's there, Maddie's there. So as far as this goes, Bo's on top of Maddie and I'm on top of Tribal.
Why? What?
We also have Mads1499 or Maddie, the beautiful. Welcome to the show. She's never done this before.
No.
Never. Her only experience doing any kind of this sort of stuff is playing Terraria with me the other night. And it was pretty shit. I mean, pretty good.
It was, especially when you fell off the tower. That was pretty funny.
I don't know if I actually put that in the final edit.
Nah, I technically pushed you off and I laughed and I just literally fell on the ground laughing.
I got me taking the platform down under your feet and you falling all the way down. I got that in there.
Ah.
So you got all the ones where you're an asshole.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly right. Okay, turning my mic down because it always sets it to maximum and that's really annoying. I'm very sorry. If anyone knows me, they know that my microphone always starts loud. It doesn't matter where it is, but I always start loud and clipping and really fucking annoying. I fixed it. You all happy I fixed it?
Yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys.
No problem. So, what have we done this week? Bo, what did you do this week?
Played WoW.
You played WoW? What's up with WoW? You haven't played in a while, but you're all of a sudden back. Did RuneScape just kind of start a fire in your belly that was like, you know what, I'm going to play some WoW?
Pretty much. And then I was like, oh, this game sucks. So now I'm still playing it.
Why does it suck?
Sorry, I've got munchkins having in-depth philosophical conversations instead of going to bed.
Oh, fair enough. Should sort out that munchkin problem. Get the
Get the popo on them.
Get the popo. I was gonna say like those dudes that come and spray your house for insects.
Pest control.
Bo tells me that WoW's pretty shit.
I don't believe that.
But I actually liked it, is the difference.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing.
Do you care to elaborate?
Saddening. On what? Why it's shit?
Yeah.
Play the game and then find out.
Oh.
That requires me to spend money that I have no interest in and waste space on my hard drive for things that could be far more useful.
Well, basically, the reasoning is, basically the way it used to be is you used to go through the raids or whatever. So this is PvE. So, you used to go through the raids, and you used to have to do the earliest one, and then the second one, and the third one, blah, 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 blah. But now all it is you go in and you're like, okay, I'm max level. Let's just skip all the first shit, and we'll just go straight to the hardest one, because they give you all this catch-up gear, and it's, free. You can just go straight into the freaking game, which is crap. So it's you don't get to experience half the game. More than half the game. Because they also give you a level 90 boost now, so practically you get to max level in a day. So...
But isn't the whole idea of WoW, as most people say, it's the end game that they enjoy anyway?
Yeah, but that's different when they just skip half the end game as well. Because they didn't let you do the other raids, right? Like, that's the end game. They just didn't let you do them. They're like, well, you can do them. They're not gone, but they're useless.
Yeah, because you won't get any good gear or any kind of proper experience or nothing out of them, and it's just sort of like, you probably just go in there and solo it.
Maybe not solo it. Unless you're like a Death Knight.
I was going to say, if you're over-leveled enough, and you're doing
you're not over-leveled. It's not over-leveled. Like, the level 100 ones, you can skip them. So, like, there's 3 raids, I think there's 3, yeah, there's 3 raids in the game, and the ones that came out with the base Warlords of Draenor expansion was Blackrock Foundry and, I forgot what, High Mall or something?
Yeah.
And then recently-ish, they brought out another one, which is, I don't know what it's called, Hellfire Citadel or something. And basically, the way the game used to be was you'd have to do High Mall, and then you'd have to do Blackrock Foundry, and then you'd have to do Hellfire or whatever. But now the way they've made the game is you get to end game, and then you go to this island, right? And then pretty much they just throw you gear. They're just like, okay, here you go. You practically got every piece of gear from High Mall and Blackrock Foundry. And then you go straight into Hellfire, so you don't have to do the other ones. You can, but like, you already got the gear, why would you bother? You know, you're just tourist mode. So, yeah, it's pretty shit. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah, because it gives you the free boost to 90. Is it sort of like a Guild Wars situation where you have to get to 90 first before it actually allows you to just straight make a level 90?
No, just buy. So you buy the base game, you get up to Pandaria now, and then you buy the WoD expansion, and then boom, free level 90, and you're straight into the Draenor or whatever, and then you're still not max level. How many
complete noobs are there in the raids?
God. Well, I'm usually in it, so that's 1. And then there's 39 other guys, and the chances are there's 1 guy who isn't shit.
Okay, how is that different to when they didn't instantly boost you to level 90?
Well, everyone had to play the game to get up to the max level. They figured out their class.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're just like, I'm just gonna make a warlock.
wanna try a new character. I don't know what it does, but like, just gonna play a new character. Yeah, level 90, sure, why not?
Yeah, so you got 10 levels to get to figure out your class, and you can Google it or whatever, which is like what everyone does. But like, if you're shit and you think you're really good because you got to max level, which is what most people think, they're like, oh, I've got a max level character now, I'm a total badass.
Yeah. No,
but basically they're not.
I reckon you should have to level a character first before it goes, you can just make a level 90. And even then, because you just make a different class or character or whatever, and it's like, well, it's not the same as the other one, it's got to play it differently. I'll probably do something like, okay, so you're gonna play a druid or something, and you get the druid to max level, and now that you got a druid at max level, you can make any druid that's straight level 90. But you can't make a warlock.
It was more like a catch-up thing, because there are 100 levels now. So if you're a new player, it's really daunting. Like, oh yes, I've hit level 2, only 98 more to go. So it was kind of just like, oh, let's just give them 1, because then they can't complain when we bring out the next one, which is going up to 110, and then it'll go to 120. And then they'll probably bring out another free boost or something.
My only MMO experience is SWTOR. How long does leveling take compared to SWTOR? Is it heaps longer?
Oh, nowhere near as long. SWTOR's freaking ages, man.
Yeah, because it's 100 levels. SWTOR's sitting at about 60 at the moment.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how long it takes, because usually whenever I level a character, I have I forgot what they're called. They're called like twink gear. So it's like you get increased experience, and it costs like a shitload of money. Like it costs like 2,000 gold or something per item, and like that's not much money, but for me that's a lot of money. So like it costs like 2,000 gold for one of them, and you get like 10% increased experience, and it takes me about 5 days or maybe 6 days to get to level 100. But for everyone else, it probably doesn't take that long. They don't know every single place to go, and if they wanted to go here, they don't know that place is shit.
Yeah.
And it depends if you're a tank,
you've played it
you
enough
go-
times, and
Yeah.
and you do a lot of leveling. Like, you start characters over pretty often, don't you?
Pretty often, yeah. Got like everything to max. Well, not
It's
to max. Everything to 90 now.
It's like, even when I played with you in
Pantera.
SWTOR, like SWTOR, you sort of play in phases, but every time you come back, you just start a new character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I won't be able to start a new one for the new expansion though.
it'll take you ages.
Yeah, I can't be bothered. Lazy.
Yeah, because especially with that 14 times XP, it's like the last couple worlds take forever to get your levels up. They finally did it right in Revan, in that you get the quests really quick because it just does the normal MMO menu, hit accept, go do the quest. It's in the general area of your mission quest. You can get it done quick and move on to the next one, and you just do it all on the way, and you hand them all in on your way back.
I reckon McKeb did it alright as well though.
McKeb?
McKeb was
I
alright.
feel like
I had fun.
McKeb still took ages.
I don't know, but there would no. You didn't really have to do the side missions. You had to do like 1 or 2,
Yeah.
and then like, and then like maybe.
Well, it
1 or
wasn't
2
as bad as
per level.
Corellia. It wasn't as bad as Corellia.
Well, Corellia was just a shit planet. Like, there's nothing to it. Like, that was just crap.
It was a maze, and it took ages to level. It was pain.
Okay then.
Yeah, there you go. There's MMO chat.
There's the SWTOR input.
There's not going to be a throwback. It's SWTOR.
Yeah, of
Well, the new
course.
expansion's coming out.
The new expansion's out. It's just hit early access, and
That's not out then.
the full release is coming soon. But if you subscribe, you can just go straight into early access and start playing as per
I
normal.
thought you had to pre-order the expansion. That was the dealio I thought it was. Like what we did. But, yeah.
I don't think it's like an expansion per se. I think it's an add-on.
But
I
didn't we
think-
pay for it?
We paid for Revan.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
This is Knights of the
It's
Fallen
just blah, blah,
Empire,
blah, blah,
and it's Knights of the Fallen Empire, and it's like full RPG mode. I don't even know what the leveling's going to be like, but I haven't investigated it yet, and I'm still trying to download. So it's downloading right now, which I should probably pause for the sake of connections, and I'm finally into the last gigabyte and a half. It's a almost 9 gig download, and with my stop-starty internet that is coming in random intervals, it's a bit of a pain in my arse, because I'll leave it on overnight, and then I'll come back the next morning expecting it to be done, open it up, it's stuck at 7.5 gigabytes, and it says, lost connection, attempting to retry. And I'm like, you had all fucking night to attempt to retry, and you didn't retry. This is bullshit. My download should be done. So I haven't played it yet, and hopefully I can play it soon, because I am actually really freaking excited for this expansion. Woo,
I mean, you
SWTOR.
could just wait for me.
Just download it. Fuck you.
But you still
I'm
wait
pretty
for me,
sure
right?
it's a solo experience. I feel like that's what they've gone for,
Well, that's shit.
Which might be.
It's a memo.
which might be shit.
It's a memo.
It might be shit. Speaking of Star Wars, Maddie, what are you doing?
Painting.
It's a lightsaber. If you are listening to us audio only, you should go to youtube.com and then look up Gucko Picks Gaming or Random or Podcast, and then you
Yes,
can
because
watch.
we finally actually have a video podcast again after about a month and a half.
It's longer than that. And you can see the video versions. Maddie is painting shit and whatever, and she made another cool one. I can bring up a picture of it, but she's got it right next to her as well. And it's she made that for me. If you're on the video versions, check it out. Yeah, I'm giving you reason to come and look at our fucking video. It's a Stormtrooper helmet, and it's got this sort of spray-painted design of the Imperial logo slapped onto the side of it on a big canvas. And it looks really cool, and I'm going to put it on my wall. And then I'm going to have sex with it.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Well, I
Interesting.
brushed on the helmet and it took forever.
Yes, it did. Because you were too weak to stencil it. Shut up!
Yes.
Shut up! Shut up!
It
Good
worked.
thing I'm not the only one with that problem.
The noises. Oh, I need to close this door.
Why did you have the door open at all?
I just put a sign on my door. I'm like, "Do not disturb recording."
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
See,
but-
that's easy to do for you guys. I can't put a sign on my kid's door saying "Do not disturb." It doesn't work.
No, it wouldn't work. Tribal, what did
Yeah, like-
you do this week?
Played a little bit of League.
I hear
Actually,
your...
ended up playing some games with Mod Bro. Lost every single game I played with Mod Bro, and went, "Well, that was fun."
Is it because it's really good?
It's because it was with his mates, and like even though we were in chat, none of us really communicated, which kind of meant that it just went downhill because you're ranking up with 3 other people, but you're not actually gaining any value of ranking with 3 people, so it counteractive. Otherwise, I've been playing a little bit of Ark again, but I'm playing it on a single-player mode at the moment. Basically, I downloaded Overhaul, which makes a single-player a little bit more viable, and then sort of made it so taming's about 3 times speed, so I'm not sitting there for 6 hours. And I've just mucked around with that for a bit. Otherwise, I haven't done much, really. I finally sorted out when I'm going to start doing the D&D campaigns I've been planning. That'll be on 14th of next month, I think. So I get to be a DM. Hurrah!
Is that the one with your kids?
No, I've got that here already. I can do that whenever I want.
Yeah.
This is an actual D&D campaign. The one I'm playing with my kids is Hero Kids, which is much more
Hero
simple.
Kids?
It's basically... It's the simplest form of a Dungeons & Dragons sort of game you could get. You have pre-made characters with basically a form of attack, a form of range attack, a form of magic attack, or normally one or 2 of those, and a form of defense, and that's about it. And it's all based on dice, so you got 6-sided dice. It's basically, okay, so you're a warrior, right, you got 2 dice in physical attack, you got nothing in range, you got nothing in magic, you got 2 in defense. And it's basically whenever they enter combat, it's pretty much like they fought a bunch of rats. So the rats are 1 in attack, 1 in defense. You roll the dice. Whoever has the highest number on one of the dice wins. Simple as that. Very, very simple. But for a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, that's probably as complex as I can make it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's a good game, like.
Yeah. We'll be playing D&D again soon, Bo.
Yeah, we're doing that on your birthday.
Well, not on the day of my birthday, because that's a Wednesday, and I'm at work on Wednesday, and I would have only just got back
And the guys have got...
from New South... And I would have only just got back from New South Wales the day before. Oh my god, what happened?
I totally forgot it was your birthday.
It's not yet.
It's my birthday the day after
I
I
know,
leave
but
you.
I totally forgot to get you something for your birthday. No, yes I did.
I've got a canvas with a stormtrooper helmet.
No. It's like a box. It has something in it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Victor's presents.
A box of condoms.
Probably.
You know what she sent me the other day?
Day?
Well, the other day. What was it? She sent me this picture and she's like, oh my god, we have to get this.
No, shut up.
It's a sex couch.
What? What?
It's a little
Wow.
it's this bendy couch thing. I can't quite describe
I
it.
found it hilarious. I was like, oh my god, we have to get this.
But it facilitates like 20 different sexual positions in different spots across the couch.
Basically.
And she's like, we have to get this. And I'm like...
How much?
Well,
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I couldn't find a price for
I
it.
looked it up and it was about like $400 and I was like, oh, nope.
Yeah, this thing, by the way, Bo, it'll be when I'm living with you, Kalara, and Maddie. So,
I heard something smash then.
So
That
it
was
goes
my-
in my room, and my room has a lock on it for whenever I leave, right? So that you guys
No.
don't use my room.
No, it goes in my room.
Do we all get separate rooms?
Probably.
I'm imagining...
4
I'm
rooms.
imagining it'll be a 2-bedroom house. Because we're poor
Damn.
shits.
Damn.
So there you
This
go.
sounds very interesting.
Me and Maddie are getting a sex couch. You want me to send you a link, Tribe, or you and Triad can get one?
I've got kids. No.
Yeah, so they won't know what it is. They'll think it's like a one of those things you find in the playground. You know, you just jump on it and whatever. And
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
God,
don't have
no.
a spare $400. I'm sorry.
come on, Tribal, don't be gay.
I have 2 kids.
His response to everything. I have 2 kids. Tribal, what are you doing for your birthday? I have 2 kids. Hey, Tribal, you want to go out and get some burgers? I have 2 kids.
Well, I could also say I have no money, which pretty much is the exact same argument.
Hey, Tribal, how much money you got?
I have 2
I
kids.
have 2 kids. Every time. From now on, Tribal, whenever you want to say something, just tell us you have 2 kids. Okay.
So what did you do this weekend? I have 2 kids. What do you think I did?
I cleaned up their
I
toys.
cleaned up their shit.
No one's asked me what I
I
did
can
this
imagine
week.
that. Like they've got like a box of toys.
I did ask you what you did this
I
week.
think we were getting to that.
No, you didn't. You asked Bo what he did this week.
No, I said you did some things, and you drew some things. What did you do this week, Maddie?
I went to school.
You went to school.
What a nerd.
I've actually accomplished the art of handball, which you don't want to accomplish, trust me.
Yeah, my skill with that game used to be I failed miserably, and then somehow always ridiculously fluked and got out like the best person, and then instantly got out.
Hang on, dodgeball or handball?
Handball.
Handball, like hand tennis.
Like
Handball is
the
basically
ball?
handball.
The only
Combination.
version of handball I've ever played is like a 5 versus 5 game where you run with the ball. After about 5 steps or something, you got to bounce it, and you can only bounce it once. And then you throw it, and there's a big semicircle at either end. You're not allowed to go in the semicircle, and you throw the ball into the semicircle. It bounces off a net, and then someone else on your team has to grab that ball and catch it without it being intercepted, anything like that. And then your team scores a point.
Okay,
See,
that's
that's
the most complex
handball.
thing I've ever heard.
What they're talking about is down ball. You know, like down ball. You get the tennis ball and you go. And you got squares.
Okay.
Oh,
Simple.
down
It's
ball.
called down.
I know
Yeah, it's
down
called down
ball.
ball.
No,
In
it's
Queensland,
not
we call it
handball.
handball, so I don't know what the rest of the country
We used to call it Foursquare in my school, but then I went to another school that played it on the bat tennis little courts,
Yeah,
and
just
so there
eight,
were there were 2 squares in the middle, and then 2 big squares at either end for the duns and the king's square.
Oh, yeah. See, even in my primary school, we actually had 8 squares, so it was called handball because 4 square wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
And it was always someone brought some chalk along to draw the squares.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
old
we
school,
just
man.
played on like brickwork.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, I'm 28, so my school was some time ago for primary school, particularly.
Yeah, I only played it. I played it like once or twice in year 7, because some people were like, "I miss playing down ball. Let's play some down ball." But like everyone's
Pretty
got their
sure I
own.
played it
Everyone's
in,
got
like,
their
year
own
11.
house rules about down ball. Like I used to do this like fake out thing where it would bounce in my square, and I'd act like I'm going to hit it. It would bounce once in my square, and then just before I'm about to hit it, I'll just sweep my arm under it so I miss the ball, and then it goes into the other person's square. It's like this big fake out move. And I took that to my high school, and the second I did it, they were like, "Oh, you're out." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, the way our rules worked was if it bounced in your square, if you don't hit it, you're out.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
You're
bullshit.
allowed to fake out, but you're not allowed to do that. Like that counts as you've missed the ball. So
Well,
like
see-
you're allowed to let it bounce again, but it doesn't work. If
House.
you-
Everyone's got their own
Make it.
house rules. See,
Yeah,
this
you
is
guys have
bullshit.
entirely different rules to us. Our rules was quite simply, if it bounced in your square, and it either bounced a second time or left your square and you didn't hit it, you're out, full stop. If it bounced in your square and you didn't hit it, you were out.
Yeah. Well, mine was it can bounce once in your square and only once. If it bounces in your square, then leaves the whole court, then you're out. But if it bounces in your square, then into someone else's square, you're not out. That it's a play on.
Yeah, so we never had that rule. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But the only thing is then you can't get it to the back as easily, because no one wants to shoot backwards, because that's dangerous. And why would you shoot backwards anyway? Like, you know?
Oh, people in, like, it was generally the king place would just hit it hard enough to bounce a square.
No, man, I always wanted to get the one who was trying to get me out. If I was king, I would get the one below me. I'd be like, yeah, don't fuck with me.
Nah.
I'm a bowler.
Oh, the normal skill that most people would do would be the, effectively the catch but not catch trick, where you grab the ball and drag it down and lower its momentum so much that basically when it leaves your hand, it's about half an inch off the ground, bounces once in your square, then instantly bounces twice in the next person's square.
So we had rules about that as well, where you could do that, but it had to be a hit. It couldn't be a carry. Like if you sort of like. Like you don't grab the ball, but it sort of like sits in your hand as you carry it through to do the really low ball things. You can just smash someone out, and if you did what was called the carry, then you'd be out because it counts as holding the ball. So you had to actually, bam! Like it always had to be a slap of the ball. It could never be a carry.
Interesting. Anyway, random rules from a game that I don't think anyone really plays.
It's an Olympic sport, man.
Seriously?
Come on. No.
Holy shit.
No.
That'd be amazing.
I wouldn't have a freaking clue. Never heard of
Well,
it.
table tennis is, so, like, are we that far off, you know? Like, let's be honest.
Table tennis has a slightly higher skill ratio.
I don't think
It's
so.
also one-on-one, so...
You
There's
play
like
doubles.
a certain way that you have to hold like the bat in like an Olympic game.
Yeah.
You can't just hold it like that. You have to like hold it like.
I think down ball is more comparable to squash than to tennis or table tennis.
Oh my god, a kid at our school, he was in a squash accident, right? He literally raged at the ball and went straight through the glass door.
Oh, at the RSL.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's funny.
I don't know what to say, so I'm going to say the national sport in Corowa is squash. Like that's the only thing they have up
No,
there.
the national sport is tennis.
Interestingly enough, speaking of squash, I remember being told a story, and this is something you guys may not know, I actually have a certificate for in massage. Back when I was doing training for that, I was talking to someone else, and this guy had been playing squash. He went to hit the ball, and he swore his mate just smashed him in the leg with the squash racket. You know, just smashed him. He went nuts at the guy. Because his leg was, like, killing him for a couple of days. Eventually goes into a doctor. He'd torn his Achilles tendon. His mate hadn't touched him.
Yeah.
His Achilles had torn. He couldn't use his leg anymore. He had to be surgically reattached. And he just thought his mate had
I feel like
smashed
I've
him.
heard that story before.
Yeah, it's a fairly common story, but... Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would assume it must happen often. It's probably a hypertension problem. But this guy must
squash
have
is such an intense sport, and it's a very unfair sport as well.
It is.
Like you can hit it against the wall, and then it hits the back wall, like right in the corner, so it hits the side wall, and then goes boom, 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 and just bounces along the ground.
Yeah.
And the ball thing is just this squishy thing that's got no bounce to it. You have to warm it up heaps to get anything out of this fucking ball, and
Yeah.
still you smack it, it hits the wall, and it just goes bonk.
Yeah, well. All games have a skill level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One of them is not being a pussy.
yeah.
Oh.
Smash your friend in the back of the leg with the racket. Yeah. That's how I play squash.
Hard.
I'm losing! Smack! Now you're slower!
Yeah. So
Sorry, being too mad
it's been a big segues. It's been a big week for me, particularly in Oslo. Oslo's normally pretty quiet. We just show up every week and we do our thing, and then we go our own way, and then we come back we do our thing again, and then we go away. Then we come back the next week, and we do our thing, and we go away. We had this just constant cycle where we'd come, we'd talk about patch notes, and then we'd leave.
I came, I talked, I took a break.
Yeah, well, but like Oslo, always we just come on, talked about patch notes, a little bit of the Australian competitive scene. Because Worlds is on now, we talk Worlds during the show, and then we just do patch notes, and it was just a regular routine we did with Oslo, and we actually got some feedback about it. One guy was actually not particularly happy, and I can't talk too much. There's a dog in here.
Oh, is this the guy that sent you that big long email?
He sent this big long message. I read it out to somebody. I'm not going to read it out on the show because I feel like that's a bit rude. Baba, go away. Go away. Go away.
The puppy.
Go away. Excuse him.
He's so upset now.
Fuck him. Cat gets to stay though. So he sent this big lengthy email. It was huge, and he put in like number 1, number 2, number 3. Like he listed out everything he had a problem with, and then he had big paragraphs next to him. Except number 1, he didn't have a problem. That was just the OPL tour. He said, "I love the OPL tour. Keeps me up to date. It's just like how the OCS rundown covers North America and European
Jeez, that
OCS."
sounds like Stan Lee.
Am I Stan Lee? I don't think I'm Stan Lee when I do this voice. I don't think I'm Stan Lee at all when I do that voice.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so he said that the OPL part was great. The next thing he brought up was, actually the third thing he brought up was basically that he didn't like one of the hosts and suggested that we kick him off. But
Was it you?
No. He actually, for me, he said something he liked about all the other hosts, except for one dude who got completely left out. And so we had this running joke on the next show that dude and the dude that was told, well, the dude that he said needs to be kicked off were the same person because they were the new hosts. But he basically said that this dude's got to go. He's crap, he's too aggressive, he's too full on NA bias, and he doesn't give anyone else a chance to make their point or whatever. And basically the guy's defense was, well, he's new on the show and he's trying to make a bit of a splash, and we're actually pretty happy with him. And I'd hate to think someone's going to stop listening to the show because they don't like someone. For me, he actually liked me. He said Victor is the comic relief of the show that actually has a pretty good understanding about a lot of topics and generally knows what he's talking about in any discussion. That's basically what he said, and so I read that and I was like, yeah, I'm valuable. That's the first piece of feedback I ever fucking got for Oslo, and I was like, yeah. Well,
I'll give you some second feedback.
What?
You're not all that.
I'm not?
You're not all that.
Terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say terrible, but...
Is this just like
words are being
is
thrown
this
around,
like
you
the
know what I
dudes
mean?
just tried to
No,
find a
he's
common...
terrible because I can't watch any Oslo podcast without, every time it cuts out when Victor talks. Every time. And I can't watch him anymore because every time he talks,
okay,
it just
it's
cuts
okay.
out.
It's okay. At least you didn't have
It's
to
so
hear him.
annoying.
See, what you're doing is you're actually mentally tuning him out because he's so annoying. You just realise he's not... You just see him talking and go, oh no, I can't hear that, I'm sorry.
Fun fact, normally when anyone's talking but me, I zone out. That
is true, and
that
then
is
I
a
take
natural
pictures
thing
of
that
your
happens.
dirt face.
Watch the
It's pretty
podcasts, and Bo's seen my dirt face. I've done it while he's in the room, where I just... And I do it on the podcast.
That's a good story, actually. I don't think I talked to you about that, but there was one time when you were watching a video or something,
got
and
it
I was
on
sitting
video.
right there.
You
and
got
you
it
weren't-
on video.
You didn't have headphones on.
Brad
Yeah,
was
I
in
did
the
take
room.
a video. That's right.
Brad
And
was
you,
in the
you
room.
just sitting there like, and I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna go get some food," and you're like, and I poked you, and you were just like, and then 30 minutes, not even joking, 30 minutes later, he turns, he's like, "Did you say something?"
Oh my
I
god.
fucking do it in Oslo. I did it on the last episode. They were they were talking about LCS teams, cause there's a new organization in the OPL called Trident Esports, And and the guys were talking about why didn't they just buy an LCS team? It seems a bit weird that they would go for an OPL team. And as the conversation was going, I sort of stepped in and said, I don't imagine they'd go for much. And they're like, an LCS team? And I was like, oh no, not an LCS team. Oh, I'm going to shut up, my bad. Because I thought because I was still thinking they were talking about OPL teams, and I'm like, well, OPL teams wouldn't go for much. And I was like, LCS, oh no, they'd go for 20 million, woo! So, yeah, I fucked up. I do that a lot.
You did.
You done effed up, boy.
I think I've got I must have like ADHD or something. Do you think I can get some Adderall approved? I think that's a good idea.
No.
No?
I think everyone zones out when people are talking about stuff they don't have much interest in. Like, when you guys start going on SWARTer, I'm just sitting there going...
Yeah,
But for the
same.
most part, like, when we talk about SWARTer, because you don't play SWARTer, you don't know shit about SWARTer.
Yeah.
So, like, we're talking about, like, bounty hunters and power tech or whatever, and you're just like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I basically hear blah, 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 blah.
No. You go,
swords, blah.
when we're talking about, we're talking about, yeah, SWARTer, yeah, SWARTer, and then Tribal just goes, I have kids.
Oh, I love what you did there. That was fun.
Callback! Staple of comedy!
I suddenly have an image of me like Groot. Instead of saying I am Groot, I have kids. I have kids.
Maddie, you gotta do a Tribal Mind fan art where he is Groot.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Okay, so it's been a while since we've actually done anything, especially Bo, because we kind of just stopped doing the All Random All podcast with everyone because no one's turning up. But Bo was technically turning up when he could.
I'll turn up.
Maddie, shut up. And so Bo's here. We're talking about Bo.
I'm sorry.
We're cussing out Bo here.
I
Take your
just
turn.
wanted to join in.
So,
I just wanted to love.
I'm really quite distracted with Oslo at the moment because we're doing a lot of things. We're trying to get Battle Arena back, and we've got the new hosts, and I'm sort of trying to slot myself into a bit of a community manager role at Oslo. And also, I'm doing a lot of heavy liaison between Oslo and T-Force at the moment. So I've taken up quite a lot at Oslo, which means it's kind of taken away from what I'm doing here, which I'm not very proud of. So I'm going to try and buff up what I'm doing around here. So starting off, me and Maddie are recording a Terraria series, and I'm inviting Bo to also join that Terraria series soon. Because
Do you like my alfalfa?
yeah, it's nice. So
Can't even see it.
me and Maddie are recording a bit of Terraria. We'll probably slot Bo in, and we'll just talk about butts and stuff for the whole
good job.
thing. Tribal has kids.
Come on, I can do recordings, just it has to be in the evening.
Yeah, well, you do some solo videos or some shit. I don't even know what content you'd make. You probably do a Let's Play. When you play through Vampire the Masquerade, you talk about it all the time.
Oh, and Windows 10 just completely shat on it, so I'm gonna have to fight to try and get it to work. But I can give it a go.
That's all right. You got the rest of the night to yourself. There you go.
He also has kids.
They're in bed. They're in bed. You
As
don't know
far
about
as he
that.
thinks, yeah, you reckon, don't you?
Yeah, I have a semi-wall right next to me here that every now and again they seem to like to crawl out and hide behind, pretending they're asleep.
Because it's fun. I remember we used to do that. It's like the little sneaks, and then they'd see us and they'd be like, "We see you," and I'm like, "I'm sorry."
In my old house, it was about 2 houses ago actually, we had a rental before this, and then we had a different house. And we had the lounge room, and the couch was against the back wall, and the TV was there, and just next to the couch was the doorway that went into the corridor. And I used to sneak up, because like X-Files was on or some shit, I'm pretty sure it was X-Files. I used to peer my head around the corner and watch X-Files. problem with this whole strategy was that I didn't even realise there was a glass window directly across from my face at the other end of the room. And so, because it went outside, it was the glass door to outside. And so, now my mum's head is right here, and I'm down here watching. And so she's looking that way at X-Files, and then all she can see is this fucking kid's face in the window. And so every now and then, she'd go, and I was like, whoo! Oh, she didn't see me, I'm fine. But parents aren't fucking... You know, your parents aren't always dumb shits, you know, so she knew. And then I picked it. About 5 times I did this, and she kept looking. Eventually she just went, go to bed!
Oh, you got caught.
I was persistent. I actually did it a couple more nights after that. And then one night they had the curtains closed. And that was the night.
Oh.
That was the successful night.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
See, the only thing I did anything close to that was when I was a kid, like when I was really young, my parents were still building the house. So instead of walls separating some of the rooms, there was literally curtains across framework. So of course, my sister's room was right next to mine. So to be an annoying little shite, I'd sneak in through the curtains, hide under a bed, and then jump out and scare her, and then get beaten snot out of me for doing such, and then do it again probably the next day.
Oh, wow. What a nerd.
I was a little shite when I was a kid.
I'll try it with mine. Okay, so we had some connection issues. Don't worry, I turned the Wi-Fi off, which is going to piss off everyone out there. But it doesn't matter because they're going to blame Telstra because they honestly think it's Telstra disconnecting some nights. It's actually just me turning off the Wi-Fi because I'm trying to play League of Legends.
Little rebel.
It's okay because the sooner we change to a different internet service provider, the better. And this only helps my cause.
I actually work well with Telstra, but it depends on where you are.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I got an update.
I can't see
Look
shit.
at that.
Looks alright. Oh, the handle looks actually quite sexy. Can you see that, Bo? Is that purple?
Yes, it is.
Bo, it's a purple saber.
Good choice. Good choice. That's the way it
Amazing.
should be. Should
Both
never
sitting
be
here
any
very
other.
silently going, I want it. I want it.
While Jack's sitting there just going, I'll just take his computer away. He won't even know. Honestly, he's that zoned out. Yeah, see? It was like this. It was like that.
Everyone makes fun of me.
I reckon I could have just moved your...
Damn it,
like,
I should have taken a photo of it.
I reckon I could have just detached your TV or your monitor or whatever and just picked it up, and you still wouldn't have, like, budged. You were that out of it.
And then by the end of it, I would have gone, you say something?
Yeah. And then you'd look, and then you'd be like, where the hell did he go? And then you just look, and you'd be like, where the hell did my computer go? And then, like, you're actually outside because I put you outside.
Yeah.
Just wheeled your chair outside. I should have done that.
Just roll his chair out.
You should watch video versions
like,
of the All
put
Random
you-
All podcast released weekly on the YouTubes.
Just put you on top of my car or something, and then you just, like...
There's actually a Mr. Bean,
Oh.
for anyone who actually gives a shit about Mr. Bean and Rowan Atkinson. I know it's like old as balls now. But there's a Mr. Bean skit where he buys a new sofa chair or a lounge chair, and he straps it to the top of the roof of his on the roof of his car, and he's driving around, but he really badly wants to sit in his chair. So he devises this plan where he sticks ropes to the steering wheel and up to the chair, and then he's got 2 broomsticks out the window. So he's holding this rope, and he's moving it like that to turn the wheel. So he's pulling on the ropes, and then he's using the broomsticks to hit the accelerator and the gas pedal. Well, what ends up happening is he pulls the head off one of the broomsticks, and he can't push the pedals anymore, and he goes down a really steep hill, and he's pretty fucked.
And then he dies,
And
right?
then he dies. Rowan Atkinson
is-
actually died.
And that is the last episode of Mr. Bean.
Yes. I think what ended up happening is he crashed into the 3-wheeler car or some shit.
And died.
Yeah.
And died, yeah.
I remember the key thing of Mr. Bean. I remember was it may have been the Mr. Bean movie, but there's
Which
a point
one?
where like the one where he steals the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
But it may have been that. It may have been a different one. But there's a point where
that's the one.
he parks his Beetle. And he locks it up. And he's got a little padlock he puts on the outside of his Beetle because he's literally got a lock.
Yeah.
And he walks away, and a tank just rolls over the entire Beetle, just crushes it.
Oh no.
And he comes back and he's like,
But he gets the padlock.
and he gets the padlock, and he walks away happy. And you're like,
Oh,
It's so
good
retarded.
old Mr. Bean. Speaking of shitty comedies, remember George Lucas, the guy that made the prequels to Star Wars?
yes.
So he actually he was in an interview recently, and he said, this is paraphrased, of course, that video games are not good mediums for telling stories, and you can't actually properly tell stories from video games. Now,
Yeah.
can someone enlighten me as to how wrong this man is?
Maybe he's only played WoW.
Maybe he's only played Pong.
Swish.
I'd like to point out that this is the man who owned LucasArts before he gave it all to Disney,
Hang on.
and the games division of LucasArts,
Okay, I'm back.
which put out products such as Monkey Island and the Grim Fandango, which are point-and-click adventures and heavy story-based games.
I think like this is me trying to justify because my brain can't comprehend that level of stupid. But I think what he was actually trying to say, or was the way he was thinking, was that it can't tell a singular story because games give too many options and the story changes. Or, like, it's hard to engage directly in a story when the gameplay can intervene.
Well, I feel
But
like
even
if that's
that
what he
is-
wanted to say, he should have said
Yeah.
that, because he basically said, almost word for word, you can't tell stories through video games.
Yeah.
There's no real elaboration or nothing there. It was just, yeah, you can't tell stories through video games. It didn't happen. Of course, this is the man who wrote the Star Wars fanfiction, episode 1 to 3.
Yeah. Metachlorians!
Misa!
Misa, Yusa, me no understand, sir.
What do you think of this man?
God, he's obviously a genius. Now, what video games have to understand now is that nobody cares about that shit. They just want to shoot people in the face, right? So, I'm going to develop a game where all we're going to do is we're going to play COD multiplayer, alright? Okay? We all good with that? Okay? Who's good with that?
I have kids.
Alright, I'll bring you some COD multiplayer. I'll take out the single player disc though. You don't need that. It's
Isn't that what they're doing already?
garbage.
Well,
All of their single players have actually been alright. You played them all. Wait, there was one that was shit.
what? COD?
Modern Warfare 3 maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I liked all the story
I
campaigns.
didn't mind Modern Warfare 3.
I've forgotten it, so that's why.
I don't know. The only
think it was
first-person shooter
Ghost.
I've...
Ghost
The only
was the,
recent
Ghost
first-person
was the
shooter I've
really
played
bad
is-
one all
yeah.
round. For multiplayer, specifically, I don't remember the single player. Here, some of it was quite bullshit, like the shooting guns in space thing, but I don't feel like that's a really... like, I don't feel like it's common knowledge that you can't shoot shit in space.
Because the explosion doesn't work due to the lack of air,
Yeah.
etc. You need a different form of propulsion.
Yeah. That's why...
Or maybe they did that.
I hear something about, like, the CIA using rocket-propelled, or jet-propelled... Well, jet wouldn't work, would it? I don't know, like rocket-propelled...
You could use like an air, like pressurized air, perhaps, but you wouldn't get the speed. It depends on what you'd be doing with it.
I can imagine it's like you shoot the gun, you go...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And the
I
guy's
didn't
like,
play-
Because he's floating in space, he's like,
it just like hits his nose, and he's just like, oh, and then it just like explodes or something, like something off a shitty comedy.
No, it hits his nose, and he's like, oh, ah! And it just keeps going
And it
in.
just goes straight. Oh man.
Or even worse, it hits his nose, and the momentum sends him flying backwards.
Black hole! There's a black hole behind me!
See, the only first-person shooter of decent level I've played in a long time is Spec Ops: The Line, and that's because that storyline is fucked up. Oh my god, that storyline is, like, mind-bending. But anyway.
I heard it was really good, but the only problem was it like told you how to feel. Like the game made a decision for you and then was like, you should feel bad.
It's kind of like, it's more along the lines of, regardless of what decision you make, you're gonna do really horrible things.
Okay.
Like, without putting spoilers out, simply by choosing one path, I kind of accidentally killed a massive amount of civilians without realizing it.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know, whereas if you knew beforehand, you could have done it anyway, because who doesn't want to kill civilians?
That was my favourite part of Modern Warfare 2, is when we got to shoot the shit out of people.
Okay,
That was a
the
good
way...
part. That was really good.
Okay, spoilers for a little bit of Spec Ops: The Line. You fucking napalm them. You just shoot napalm and just clear out this entire base because you figure you have to clear out this base to get through, and you just burn alive like 500 people.
I'll just say, for anyone who doesn't know, like what napalm is, like if I threw some fire at like Tribal right now, you could probably just brush it off like, well, what'd you do that for, you arsehole? But napalm is like sticky. It's really sticky. It's like you threw flaming syrup on someone. And so now he's covered in this flaming syrup, and he just can't get it off. Mm-hmm. You cannot get napalm off, and it burns hot.
Yeah, and you basically just effectively mortar-style napalm this entire base, which includes a whole heap of civilians. Mm. And you don't even realise it until you walk through, and there's people going, why? Why? And you're like, holy shit.
Why did Jesus forsake me? And of course Jesus comes and says, well, I've got kids, so... I'm overdoing this joke now.
You should make that like the title of the video.
The title of this podcast, I've got kids.
Yeah, the All Random, All Podcast, I've got kids.
Episode, what, 17? I've got kids?
I think it's 17. I haven't uploaded the last one yet. I was going to put it out Monday.
Jeez, dude. I gave that to you like a week ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
I rushed to make sure I got that to you.
I don't know why you rushed. Mate.
Because I thought
why are
you'd
you
be putting it up
rushing
soon.
for...
God damn, I can punch you in the face right
I've
now.
been too busy with Oslol anyway.
Yeah.
That's just consumed like all of my time ever.
You know, the fun
What I
thing would be if
consumed
we
all your
all had
time.
shock colours we could hit each other with, so every time someone made a bad pun, you could just shock them.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, how about every time we say a bad joke, we just pretend like we got shocked?
That's not fun.
There's the first one.
Bzzzt. Gotcha, nerd. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, so that was an interesting discussion.
That's some good shit. That's about 53 minutes of talking.
Random
Guys,
crap.
do we have any plans to maybe do any kind of content creation in the coming weeks, other than the podcast? And me and Maddie are doing Terraria. Did you want to say something, though?
No, that
Yeah, no.
was what I was going to say.
Okay.
I have a suggestion, because I know we're probably going to go offline a bit over Christmas.
Yes.
Do we... Hang on.
Excuse you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Do we want to do a one-shot D&D game to record a one-shot sometime in the next month and put that out over Christmas periodically so that we don't actually have downtime over Christmas?
It's not a bad idea. We can plan like a day get on, start, go all the way through.
Yeah, do like a 4-hour thing and then just put out 4 episodes.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I mean, the only one I could run would be literally the starter campaign, but, you know, I can run it.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Bo?
I'm cool with it whenever D&D is good.
You didn't think that before. You were sort of like, oh, I kind of like to play D&D, but now you just like, now that you've played it, you're like, that was great.
Yeah,
you don't realise.
Well, I didn't know I could get into it. Like, it's very. You need to be able to think, and you might not know this, but I'm not just a very good thinker, so it's kind of hard for me to do stuff.
Yeah, I think, Victor, you may have actually played the beginner campaign, because part of the story you told sounds familiar to some of the storyline for the beginner campaign. So
It is a beginner campaign. It was in the book. My friend just pulled it out. Also, Maddie's holding up her lightsaber. She's just put some stars. She's put some stars in there, and it looks really cool.
that looks pretty good. Yeah.
And she signed it, so I think it's done.
Yeah.
All done. There you go.
Jack, you want it? Yeah, you want it. Never mind.
Do I want it?
This
I'll
is
have
to pay for my
Give it
computer.
to Bo. Give it to Bo.
You can give it to Bo, 'cause I can't go down there. And
Well,
give
I'll
it to
give
Bo.
it to Bo, but I just want you to say, Bo, you can have it, because it's a purple
Bo,
lightsaber, and nothing
you can have
represents
this.
Bo more than a purple lightsaber.
Oh, because my penis is small.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's lacking the dinosaurs. It needs to be a dinosaur wielding a purple lightsaber.
Oh my god! Could you imagine? A purple dinosaur with a purple lightsaber.
Oh my god, that purple dinosaur of that cartoon holding the purple lightsaber.
Yeah,
was just
I
thinking
don't know what his
Barney,
name
unfortunately.
was.
That's
Barney.
Bo's persona, though, a purple dinosaur.
is it? It was, wasn't
Bo
it?
is now Barney.
No, I was a purple penguin because remember I was talking Mod into being a dinosaur because he was like, I'll be a penguin. I'm like, I want to be a penguin, and then you were like, oh, be a dinosaur, and I'm like, I'll be a dinosaur. And then Mod was like, oh, I should have gone dinosaur, and I'm like, yeah, you should really go dinosaur. So I'm actually a penguin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
Speaking of Mod Bro, before we sign out, I want to make a big, a quick announcement. Mo Pro is happening again in November. Tribal, have you signed up?
Yes, I signed up about a week and a half ago.
Yep, so did I. So we're signed up. We're doing November. I can't grow a stash for shit. I'm getting a little bit better, but it's probably going to be about a good 10 years before I'm actually properly growing stashes. So
Do I have to sit through it like...
so
I don't want to see you with facial hair.
don't worry, you won't ever.
Wrecked.
Don't worry, it will take him a month to actually have visible facial hair.
This time, I guarantee you, if I shave on the 31st of October and then don't shave again until this time next year, you still will not be able to see my facial hair.
Because that's what he's done.
Whereas for
Like,
me,
I have nothing against facial hair, it's just like, it would not look good on you, because you have such a baby face.
I always wanted to get, I say that loosely, but like this chin strapped thing that goes
the chin trail that just...
right down the chin and then a little goatee.
That one's actually quite hard to do. Like, I've probably got thick enough hair for it, but to actually maintain that at the exact angle of your jawline is actually really hard.
Yeah. You one stuff up, you just got to take it all off then.
Yeah. Because originally I used to have, like, just a chin piece, like that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, even trying to get that even on both sides was a bastard. Like,
No, you just got the laser, you just cut it there and you're done.
yeah, I cut the underside,
Yeah.
and I leave the top fine.
So you
But
don't
I mean,
want a neck beard. Nothing
Nah,
looks worse than a
neck beard's
neck
annoying.
beard.
Yeah.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
anyway.
like,
So yeah.
yeah.
MoPro is coming up. We're going to be doing some streams on the MoPro Challenge Twitch account. We got some pro
What the
players.
hell? What is MoPro?
MoPro.
Explain
It's
yourself.
Movember, run by Modbro.
Modbro.
It's Modbro. Like, MoPro is the team for Movember, and we also do a League of Legends event for it.
Yeah. So I'm going to be playing another 30 Days of Draven, I think,
Can you read?
as a substitute to the thing
fact you can't grow
that I
anything.
can't grow shit. So yeah, I'll do that, and I'll show up to the streams as well. Probably do a bit of casting, and we got some pro players there who are probably going to play as well. So it should be a good little thing. So be sure to go to twitch.tv/MoProChallenge, and follow that account. I think ModBro booked the 22nd of November to be our stream day. I think it's a Sunday. I'm not 100% though. But I think that's the set date. And it should be good. It was good last year. And hopefully we can get more pros involved. I think ModBro's really been kicking up his PR work. Oh, also follow ModBro at AUST_ModBro. He's our community manager. He also runs the Twitter account, which is at GuckoPixGaming. And he posts there and whatever. Sometimes we do RP challenges, giveaways as well through Plays.tv. I don't think there is one on this month or next month because of MoPro, but I will probably have a Christmas-themed one in December where you can only play like Christmas.
Play a Christmas skin.
Christmas skin,
probably.
like Christmas tree Maokai or some shit.
Or Dino Na.
Yes.
Just be so Christmassy.
Well, see, what you don't understand is dinosaurs.
Thank you, everyone, very much for listening
everyone.
to the All Random All podcast, and we will see you. Thanks. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Catches.
Peace.